Hi, welcome or welcome back. It's a Crocheter's Journal, my little corner of YouTube. And my name is Roxanne, and I'm really glad you're here. This is like the sixth take of this. I think I got everything figured out. I have a dog. live with 6 cats. My storage was full. Like, just things kept happening. So I persevered, and I'm ready to go. Normally, I try to do this every 2 weeks. However, this week was not Thanksgiving, Halloween, and I was at work to cover for other people to be gone. So we're a little bit late, but that is okay because this is for fun. Okay, so I also decided I tried the makeup thing. I did it for 2 episodes. I don't wear makeup regularly. I am just a normal run-of-the-mill girl, and I just like to show up authentically me, mostly because I'm lazy. So yeah, so I'm just here, and I think what they say, finished is better than perfect. That would be the case with this as well. So I'm getting it done this week, and I'm calling it good. So I started a job about a month ago. I went back into long arm machine quilting. I'm a health and life coach as well, and I love it, but I also have ADHD and I needed a little bit more to do. So I decided to, an opening came up, and I went back to it, and I'm loving it. But I thought I wouldn't get as much stitching done, and that's not the case because I stitch every evening before I go to bed. It just tells me relax. And so I'll get started showing you what I have made. I will say another part of being, part of having ADHD is I can get talking really fast. I will try to slow it down. I'll do my best. So bear with me. So have a cup of coffee. It's decaf because caffeine's got to be limited, right? Okay, so let's get started. Finished objects. I challenged myself every 2 weeks between podcasts to make something small for my gift wardrobe that I have. I have always been a product maker and not a process maker, which is why I have been crocheting since I was really little, and I've been knitting since I was a teen, and I can do it, I can do it really quickly, and I can crank out a lot of stuff, but I don't necessarily know a lot of fancy stitches. I don't do these beautiful garments. And I decided that it's time to change that and have a little bit more fun with my knitting and crochet. So I've been working on becoming a process maker versus a product maker, and it's awesome. It's awesome. However, I end up making stuff that I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. No one's having a baby. There's no wedding. Whatever. No one needs a blanket. But so it goes in the cabinet for a gift. But I noticed I didn't have some small things. So I decided to start making some small things between podcasts so I could at least have one thing done, right? Not 80 things just cast on or started on the hook. So this week, or this segment, since the last podcast, I did a cup cozy. It turned out so cute. It's a free pattern. I have links for everything below. It was super easy. You make it like this. Like this. At a diagonal, you increase one side, decrease the other side, vice versa. It's backwards to me. See? So, and I did it in front of the TV. You're supposed to have a scalloped edge on top and bottom. I forgot. I cut it off, and I was like, whoops. It said to go do the top. I suppose I could have added on, but I thought, this looks fine. This is cute, right? I did it in Vanna's Choice yarn. I love Vanna. Not a fan of Vanna's Choice. I talked about that in a different podcast. It's a little thicker than a worsted. I think it's more of like an Aran weight. It's just thicker, but it's just not as soft as I like. I know people who love this, and that's awesome. More power to them. But during COVID, I had a little online yarn shop that I sold yarn. So I could get yarn because I don't have a local yarn shop. I could get yarn. Other people could get yarn. And then when COVID was over, I was done. And I just had a little bit of extra. And so I have extra of this. So trying to find a way to utilize it. So there we go. That's one thing. Didn't use up a lot of yarn, but it gets the job done. And it really is perfect for a cup cozy. So got that done. I might even have something to use it for tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm going somewhere. We're supposed to bring a box of tea. I thought this could go around the box. Put it around the box of tea for we're doing a little exchange. And I thought, oh, that might be fun. We'll see. We'll see if it fits around the box. Or I could wrap it and then just tie it with twine. I thought that'd be cute. But yeah, anyway, that's that finished object. Something I do, my notes are right here, so if I'm leaning in, I'm reading my notes. So something I do I started as a joke several years ago, handful of years, 4 years ago, maybe 2019, I think. So we were in rescue. When you're in rescue, you end up with more pets than you had bargained for. And our first foster was so naughty. She kept getting brought back to different shelters and nobody would take her. She was pretty violent. And she was taken from her mom way too young. She's beautiful, so everyone thinks she's so pretty. They want to touch her, and she does not like it. She had single kitten syndrome. She bites, she scratches. But when she's around me, she's pretty good. She was just really good. And I just didn't have the heart no one was going to take her. They probably were going to put her down. And I'm like, okay, she can live with me. She's a stinker. So how do you get a cat back for being a stinker? You make him a cat hat. So I just made this watermelon cat hat as a joke. Now they won't wear them. They're going to take them right off. I'm not going to force my cats to wear them. I always make sure they have ear holes because they need their ears to come out, stick out. I don't want it to be a torture device, right? But I put it on her and take a picture real quick before she whipped it off. And I just thought it was funny. And so I started selling the patterns on Etsy and some of the hats. And so this time of year, it's just a little busier. People want hats. So I've been making some pumpkin hats. So I have a collection. I do a pumpkin and we have a strawberry. We have a eggplant. There's the eggplant. Yeah, there's an eggplant. And I got rid of most of the yarn. So when I'm out of the yarn, I won't be making them anymore. I have other things I want to make. I used to make a lot of them. And then there's a pumpkin one, and that's really popular right now because of the fall. And yeah, so, and I have some yarn for Santa. I'll do the little Santa hats. They have like a furry white, and they're hilarious. But joke's on me when I put, I used to do winter beanies too. If I put a winter beanie on her and I put a harness on her and take her out for a walk, because she can't run around, she gets in trouble. The city brings her back. She's in the manhole. She's tried to get in the clinic, pharmacy. She tried to get in the bar. She tried to get into the library. I can't let her out roaming. She would love it though. So I'll put her on her harness and I'll take her for a walk and she'll wear her winter beanie. And I'm like, you're supposed to not like this, but she's just a weird cat. I love her. I love her. She's a handful though. She's a handful. So I've been doing those. But like I said, once the yarn's gone, I'll hopefully be done with that. Just moving on to new things, right? What else we have? Oh, okay. So I was working on a baby blanket. I'm using up some of the other yarn I had. It's Lion Brand's Basic Stitch. I had mint, I had yellow, and I had some white mainstays that I had just picked up at Walmart. It's really a soft yarn. I had a lot of acrylic. And so mainstays, Walmart brand Mainstays acrylic, it's very, very affordable and it's really soft. So I used that and I put together this corner to corner. I love corner to corner because you can start and go as big as you want and then as small as you want. You don't have to have a beginning chain and hope that it's not too big or too small, because I always go too big and then I'm regretting my life choices. So I do a lot of corner to corner. I need to find another pattern that I can start and not need to know how many to chain when I start. So if you know of any that are similar where they start in the corner and they move out and then back in, that's a crochet, not a knit. I would love to know, but I finished it. I know it looks pretty yellow on the camera. It's not as vibrant yellow in person, but I did a skein, and then I did 2 yellow, 1 white, 2 yellow, and then I did a skein, and then 2, 1, 2, and a skein. So it's kind of haphazard. They're not even. It doesn't matter. It's going in the cabinet. and it will either go for a gift. It's gender neutral, so it can go to whoever. And yeah, and it turned out really cute. It's baby blanket size. I did not block it because blankets don't always have to be blocked. Acrylic's harder to block. It really needs to be blocked with steam, and I'm just not going to do it. The weight of them pulls the stitches, and it works out just fine. Or it can be donated. It would be a great donation blanket. It would also, the great thing about baby blankets is if you just change colors, they make a great lap blanket for a wheelchair, because they have to be about the same size. So if you have a baby blanket that you love, but you don't need to do baby blankets, switch the coloring, or you don't have to. I mean, I would, these colors are fine for anybody, but you could always switch the colors of the yarn you use and then donate them to a local nursing home or hospital. But I call first and see if they need it, because sometimes they have too much and they don't need more. So just find out before you bring them, but usually you can find someone to take them. So that's gonna go in my my cabinet. Not, like I said, I have these bigger things, but nothing little. I injured my shoulder like a month ago, and crocheting agitates it. It just agitates it. So it's getting better, but it's slow. But knitting seems to go better than crochet. And I'm bummed because I love to crank out the crochet. So those are the only three finished things. The cat hats, I just do, I have them and I make some here and there. And then that's not something that I do regularly. But I did do some pumpkin ones because of the season. Otherwise, those are the only ones I've been crocheting. So I am going to show you a throwback crochet project. This is my granny stripe. Oop. This is my granny stripe blanket. There's the tassels on the ends because you go down and back and change color, down and back, change color. So then I had to go back and put more of the fringe on the other side and then in between on each row. So I did that. And this was made with the Vanna's Choice and basic stitch that I had from Lion Brand that was left over. And it turned out really pretty. I was really happy with it. Prettier than I thought. Like, I didn't buy any yarn for this. None. So it used up a lot of yarn, and basic stitch is pretty soft, and with the Vanna's Choice, it does feel pretty soft. It is pretty nice. It fits me perfectly, but I don't need another blanket. I am 5'3", 5'4". I'm kind of shrinking as I get older. I'm sure some of you know what that feels like. So it does fit me really, really well, but I have blankets that I've made for myself. I have a quilt my mom made, and she gave it to me, and I use that probably the most. And so I don't need another one. So it's either going to stay in the gift closet, and if it stays in there too long, then I will send it to the hospital for someone for a convalescence or something like that. And then when they feel better, they can take it home with them, because then it gives us a reason to make more stuff, right? So yeah, so that's that one. I'll put this up here. Where am I putting this? Okay, we'll put that here. Okay. We have stuff all over the floor to show you. Okay, so works in progress. The contrast blast socks, I did not touch. I did not touch them at all. I was too busy working on the Stephen West MKAL. So I need to get back to his mystery socks. I love them. They're beautiful, but I have to pay attention. And so the project I've been using for my pay attention project was the MKAL. So I worked on that until I got done with the first clue. I used Miss Blaine's clue because those of you who know, we did a pivot and changed the center. And then this is a hot mess. Like, I wish I had a nickel for every time I made a mistake on this. I would have some great money for the yarn shop, because holy buckets. But I don't care. I mean, I just don't care. This is way outside my wheelhouse, and I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm having a blast. And I mean, every Thursday, Friday when those come out, I can't wait to get in there and see what everybody's doing. So I did Miss Blaine's center, and I was like, okay, I want to have this done before we start. He does clue 4, because I mean, I was already 2 clues behind, but I just had to set a deadline for myself. And so I did it, but I did, okay, not only is there a ton of stitches missing, one area I did knit instead of, I don't know what I did, but like half a ridge is gone. We won't talk about that. Yeah. One of these I didn't do enough rows. Yeah, there's a lot of, oh, we'll fix that with some increases. There's a lot of that. And don't care. There's a few holes. We'll fix that with a little stitching. It'll be fine. It's going to be fine. But one thing that's noticeable is when she did hers, right here, it's supposed to go light to dark, and I did dark to light. And so I have this big square, and I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of that square that I put in there. So it's going to look like this. It's going to be like that. And I'm trying to use up this yarn. So those of you who know, I had this yarn, and I'll get into that later. I have so much. I have 10 skeins, and they're all a different color. So, and I got it in 2019. They were half off. So I'm like, oh, I'm just going to grab this. And then it sat. I didn't know what to do with it. So I've been trying to use it up this year. And I have another project I will show you. I'm figuring out how to use it. I'm loving it. It's super soft. It's 100% acrylic, but it's super soft and has a tiny, tiny halo. But I thought, oh, these will be perfect for the gradient. Not feeling it. So when Clue 2 came out, and he had talked about a mohair dare, I remembered that. So I went online on Etsy and I got this Surrey Alpaca. I think it's Surrey silk. And it's like an orange. It's between the burgundy and the orange. And so I started doing that. I started putting that in there. And it's beautiful. It's called Dragon's Fire. And it's this really dark burnt orange. I love it. So I added that. And then for Clue 2, I'm going to alternate. I'm adding in this green. I think adding in this green is going to make it have a real fall vibe. Again, it's the same yarn. It's just the other colors I have didn't really go. I was showing my husband and we're like, no, none of this works. But every other time I use the gold, I'm going to switch to green and then back to gold. And then I'll get some more green in there. I'll add this little orange in there. And I might even go back and do some embroidery over that gold because it's just so gold. It's just so much. And my friends tell me they think it looks great. They don't mind. My husband's like, oh, it's Gryffindor because Harry Potter. But it reminds me of the neighboring state has, we're in Wisconsin, and the Minnesota Gophers, this is their colors. And I'm not a sports fan, but that's all I see. So I need to get it changed up so I see it differently. But it doesn't matter. This is for me. This is for the experience. And I did finish Clue 1. I started Clue 2 this morning. I'm really happy. So this is where I'm at. And I'm having a lot of fun. And that is the point of doing this. And I love the community. I love the community. Yeah, it's great. There's a great group of people. And I'm totally enamored with Stephen West and his designs. And he, his videos is like, oh, if you only have 83 stitches, just add one in somewhere, make it 84. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, that's what I need to hear. Let's keep it easy. Right? So there's that. Hocus Pocus, I'm getting closer to being done by Halloween. I really am, because I got the pattern last year and then I sat on it till this year. And then October 1st I started and I got Winifred done. And so I got Winifred done. I showed you last week. And then before Halloween, I did get the other 2 little noggins done. So we have some floating noggins. That's as far as I got with this. Because I was working on the MKAL, and I'm fine with that. So instead of saying I'm late for Halloween this year, I'm really early for Halloween next year. So I'll keep working on these, and this will be done by next year. It's gonna happen. So because it's now, this podcast helps keep me accountable. So thanks, guys. So that's as far as I got with that. So not real far, but yeah. I'm excited when they get done though. They're so cute. All right. So what happened when I got done with the MKAL and I got done with that baby blanket, I didn't have any mindless knitting project to work on. And then I remembered that, okay, so this is the yarn that I bought several skeins of. I've never even seen it before. I never heard of it before. It's a sock weight yarn. Well, it says it's 85 acrylic, 15% nylon. It's perfect for socks. It's great. 678 yards in this skein. It's 100 grams. So it's a lot of yards for 100 grams, which tells me it's a little light on the light side. It's a super fine one. And when I gauged it out, it was small. Like the gauge comes out small. So therein lies my dilemma. I can't just grab it and make socks because they turn out way too small. So I've had to be like fuss with it. So I decided, I also in the spring had joined Darn Good, no, what's it called? Okay, Darn Good Yarn. The closest yarn shop to me is called Darn It Anyway. I don't get those confused. Darn Good Yarn, I think, is what it is. And they do yarn that is silk. It's recycled from silk saris over in India. It's predominantly or all women company. And I really like that idea. So I did a couple subscription boxes. And I got 3 skeins of this silk, and it's pretty fine. And silk by itself doesn't make the best socks because you wear them out. It's just not as hardy, but it would be good to go with something. And again, I had all this yarn, so I did some little swatches a while in the summer, and I forgot I had started just the cuff, right? Just the cuff part. And I thought, it dawned on me, I wear shorty socks all year round, all winter, all summer. That's what I wear around the house. I don't, when I'm not wearing shoes, I mean, I come home from work or at the store or whatever, and the socks come off and the shorty socks go on. And I usually wear these fluffy ones, but the elastic are wearing out on a lot of them. And I'm like, I'm going to make some shorty socks for myself. So I started getting on that, and that's what I came up with. So it is the green of that other green, because there's so much. There's enough to put in that shawl and still make socks. And I already made the sock, and this is left over. This is half of one of those balls. The other half is over there. There is so much yarn in these skeins. So I started writing notes and writing my own pattern using these doubled. So here's the first sock. I just finished it this morning. I did the Kitchener stitch on the toe. I was pretty excited. However, I did, I mean, it looks good. It looks fine. But there was a little hole. So I turned it inside out, and I kind of darned it all shut, and it looks fine. But my husband even was like, wow, look at that ridge there. Like, I don't know if you can see the gusset. The gusset turned out good. I had no holes up at the top. Not that you can't fix that, but I didn't have them, and that was pretty exciting. And I just did like 10 rows of this. I think it was 1 inch, and then 3/4 of an inch of stockinette, and then started the heel flap. And I have to say it's a little tight. I use size 2 needles, and I cast on 48 stitches, and this part is loose and this part is a little tight. Apparently I have a bony ankle and chubby feet, so I kind of flop like this. I don't know, because I put this on, this is a little looser, but I did do, it's a 2x2 rib, and I did do I think it's a German cast on, not a long tail cast on, because I wanted that stretch in there. I hate when it gets too stiff, and I didn't have a size 3 needle to cast on with. So I will do the other one, and then I'll make some adjustments and do another pair, because I also have that in red. And I got 3 skeins of this one. And they say this is a sport, but it's not. It's more of sock weight. But I'm going to add this in, and I'm going to go up in stitches. I was going to go 54, but this is definitely thicker than this, so I'm probably going to go to a 60, and I'll probably make a little gauge, see how that looks, and I'm just going to tweak it out. And I don't mind if they're a little snug, but I don't like them too big, but they have to be comfortable. So this is the next one that I'm going to do, because I really want to get proficient in socks for me that fit me and make myself a ton of them. Sock knitting is addicting. It is addicting. So there's that. So that was, I was working on that. And so now I have 2 socks that have no matches, and that's fine. I will get them done. I know I will. And I was going to say, let's see, yes. No, we'll get to that. So a project that I want to do, and so I started getting the yarn for, is I have this hat. It's a Christmas tree hat. My cousin made it for me. I asked her if she could make it, and then I just sewed these little bulbs and baubles on it. And I'm not going to put it on because I look ridiculous in hats. I'm not a hat person. That's why I get cute ones, because then at least I'm warm and, you know, silly and fun, and because I'm not going to be fashionable. So, but I have a 15-month-old grandson. He's the cutest thing in the whole wide world. Trust me. And I thought he needs a matching hat so that him and grandma can have matching hats, right? So, let's turn this a little bit. There we go. You don't need to see my messy art cart. So I ordered this, and I was too green. It's too green. I didn't want this color. So I went and ordered, this is called Berroco Comfort Knitting Worsted Weight. It's superfine nylon and superfine acrylic, 50-50. And it was so soft, but it's like, I think it's called Spruce, I think is the color. It doesn't say it has a color number, but I think they had put it in there as Spruce. And I'm like, perfect. It's going to be a dark Christmas tree, but I love the color. It's really, really rich. And then I have these great big bulbs. I don't know if I'm putting these on because I think they would be a choking hazard. I might just go with crocheting baubles. But I mean, these are cute. Like, look at those little, I don't know if you can see them. They're buttons that look like, well, they look like a light bulb, right? Just adorable. But he's a baby, and I'm not, no, this makes me nervous. So I'm probably going to just crochet little ornaments. And I better get busy on that. Yeah. Okay. And I could, you know, I don't know. Like, I could probably do some of these, but I'm just going to have to tell his mom that, you know, this is I'll have to figure something out. If you have ideas, send them my way. But I want it to be attached where he's not going to be able to bite them off, because everything goes in his mouth right now. Everything. So, boy, the more I think about it, the more he might have to have this next year. Maybe we'll work on this for next year when he's no longer sticking everything in his mouth. That is still his favorite way to discover anything. So, but at one point, we will be matching, and we will be so cool. We will be the cool kids on the block. So, there's that. And then another yarn requirement. Oh, I forgot about a whip. We'll get back to that. I got some of this Patton's Croy sock yarn just to see how I only got one, and then I realized I probably needed two because they're only 50 grams for socks, and they're gonna itch. I'm not gonna be able to use it. I don't know what I'll use this for, but I have a lot of knitting friends, and I can I don't see it very often, but I will save it and gift it to one of them. It's beautiful colors. It's beautiful, and I heard about it a lot on podcasts, and it is 75% wool, 25% nylon, and that's the chance you take when you can't touch it. Some wool I don't have a problem with, and some wool will itch me right up the wall, and I just can't do it. I might make it big to go over a sock and wear a sock, because I mean, I live in Wisconsin. It gets really nippy here, so otherwise I will gift it. So like I said, I don't usually just buy random. I usually have something in mind with when I buy yarn. And since I'm kind of in this sock thing, I thought I'd try this, but and that's okay. It happens. So some of you know I had finished this, and I was going to wear it to an event, and it goes like this. It is bamboo and cotton blend. It's yummy. It's yummy, yummy, yummy. I love it, but I wanted to wear it like this, like a traditional shawl, and it's a little too short. And I ended up, and I know I could wrap it. How do you do that? I could do one of these like people do, but it's kind of not my style. It's just not me. Not for this kind of thing. And I had it for a dress, and I decided that what I had originally made it for was a spring shawl, so that when my husband and I go out and sit on the deck together, and to me it's very romantic for him and I to go sit on the deck and just chit chat, and I wanted to have something to wear. and it's just not big enough for what I wanted. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get another skinny yarn, and I'm just going to pick up stitches along the long way, and I'll have some stripe going that way because it's for me, and that's fine. I'm trying to just not worry about what I should do and just do what it makes me happy. And I thought that would make me happy. So I went to the closest yarn shop to me after work, and they had closed. It was awful. I felt so sad for them, but I know she wanted to retire, and the young girl that was going to buy it, they had to move locations, and it fell through. So I'm hoping that even if I mean, it's not close to my house, but I'm hoping it works out for her. Yeah, like that's my dream retirement, is to have a yarn shop in my local area. I'm hoping in a few years I can make that happen. But for right now, I'd be willing to drive and support her, but you know, you got to have a space, and so that was unfortunate. So I did look up online trying to see if I could find it, and I did. I found okay, so there's two colorways in here. There's this one and then this one. I decided I wanted this one, so I ordered another skein of it, and I will cast on and just put some this way. I'm hoping to just get about this much. I might not be able to do it. I might have to get another one, or get this one and end it with that. Why not? So that's got to get cast on the needles. And so also I told you about, I got this baby alpaca yarn about a month ago for a gift I want to make for a friend, and I did end up casting that on. The project, I can't link the pattern, but I can link the store. It's in Stillwater, Minnesota, which is about a half hour south of me, which isn't that far, but I never go that direction. So I'm going to have to start making some detours. It is an amazing, amazing shop. But it's called Below Wear, and it's this little cowl. And it's basically, it's a long tube, and you twist it and you put it around. But it's thick. It's a super chunky, super bulky yarn. And there's two different colorways. I got this one that had cream in the kit, and the kit was just 2 skeins of yarn and the pattern, but and then this neutral tones, they're really, really pretty. And then you do 2 rows of one color, 2 rows of the next, and you knit one below on the previous round, and then you purl one and rinse and repeat, and that's how it's coming out. And it's yummy, it's squishy, it's gonna be really warm because it'll be doubled, and she will, I think, stay nice and toasty warm. So I have to make sure that I work on this every day. I'm trying to every day do, you know, a couple rounds at least, because I would like to gift this for Christmas. It'll go fast, but it won't go fast if I don't work on it. I mean, and obviously I'm easily distracted. I could never have one project on at a time. That's just not me. I love that some people can do that. I can't even have a few. I have to have quite a few. But if I have too many, then I get overwhelmed. So, you know, it's all about balance, right, folks? Just having balance. So let's see. Is that okay? And I did order some. Now that I had that baby, I like to be making baby stuff regularly. I just enjoy it. And I ordered some yarn, and it got lost, which happens quite often when I order from this big box chain. And I keep telling myself, stop ordering there. Just stop. And then I forget. And so I live in Wisconsin. I was supposed to come from Minnesota. It went to Georgia. Then it went to California. And now it's supposed to be coming here by tomorrow. We'll see. It's a crapshoot. But it's beautiful neutrals. And I don't know what I'm making with it yet. I don't know if I'm doing another blanket or if I want to do they even do layette sets anymore? Like the baby sweater and the baby hat and the booties? Because like those are so cute, but they're kind of outdated. I don't know if people do them anymore, but we should, so I can make one. Otherwise, I'm not real sure what I'm going to do with it. I'll know when I see it, and I'll play with it. But I want, you know, I have to have something that's just mindless crochet. Oh, I do have another project. Maybe I'll tell you about it. So my mom is coming and this weekend, and I'm hoping she'll bring me more of these. But she makes baby hats, and the hospital doesn't need any. And she's like, I don't know what to make. And I said, make granny squares. So she's been making me all these granny squares. There's tons of them. And I said, and I'll put them together for the nursing home for either blankets or lap covers. So that's something I'm going to see if she brings me any more. So this weekend, so I can see how many I have, and I'll probably start putting those together. That's an easy, don't need to follow a pattern project. And what else? Oh, all right. This is the thing, and see, I need you guys' help. I need help. I need help. I'm getting down to the last of this yarn that I had in my stash that I would really like to find a home for, to make. So currently, right now, I've got several skeins of these. I've got 4 1/4 of this royal purple. I've got, let's see, 5 of this royal blue, and I have 5 1/2 or a little, maybe almost 6 of this. It's called pomegranate. It's really, really pretty. I have 1 of these. It's skein tones. This is the Basic Stitch anti-pilling. It's nice to work with. I like it, but I'm so sick of these colors. I need to get them used up. And I have 1 of these, this brown, and then of course the green that I got by I don't know why I bought grass green for a Christmas tree. The other one's kind of dark, and you could probably do it, but I didn't. I wanted it a little darker. It would definitely work. So not being judgmental or anything, but it wasn't what I wanted. You know, I wanted something that was a little closer to what mine was. His is going to be a little darker, but this was really bright. So I have 1 of these. I'm not sure what, that's a lot of skeins. That's 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18 skeins. I could do another blanket. Done a lot of them, but I could do one. I'm not sure what pattern. Or I was thinking a cardigan, like a crocheted cardigan for around the house, because I was thinking I would really like to make myself a big, oversized, warm. I'm a size medium, so a warm. I love saying that. I lost 75 pounds last year, so I love saying I'm a medium. It's really fun. I haven't been a medium since I was 25 years old or something like that. But honestly, it's less to crochet, you know, and so I would really thought maybe I'll start making some garments because they'll be a size that I can actually finish because I get so antsy. For some reason I can do the blankets, but the sweaters, it's a little overwhelming for me. And so I thought, okay, maybe I will do that for myself because I spent so much time getting healthier. And we're all worth love and compassion at any size. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I love everyone the way they are. But my health was not good and I needed to get healthy. So I did. And I'm so happy I did, but I want to reward myself for that hard work. And I thought maybe some sweater making would be in line. I don't know why. I think I see beautiful sweaters on people of all sizes, but for me, I was an obstacle in my head. So I thought maybe with this, I have enough to do a cardigan. But I don't know if I want to do it when I'm sick of the colors. So, I mean, I could pull some of these out. I certainly don't need to do the brown or the green. There's only 1 skein. But, you know, these, I can add some colors. I just don't know what to make with them. I am completely stumped on what to make with them. So, if you think of something, let me know. Otherwise, it'll just have to sit in the stash until it is done, or until I get an idea. Or I could always gift it, but I don't know anybody who's looking for acrylic. Most people like the other yarn, so we'll see. Enough about that. And that I think is everything. I think I've covered everything. So I did more than I thought I would having this job. I got more done than I thought. I got some things finished, which is exciting. I'm hoping by the next time I see you, the green socks will be finished and the red socks will have been started. But I want to get this MKAL you know, a good chunk of it worked on. What else do I really, oh, and I have to work on that gift. And I really need to cast on. See, if I cast on that, if I cast on this shawl, then that would be, because it's garter stitch. Ooh, that's easy. And just increase on the sides. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So yeah, lots to do. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope that you got something out of this. If any of the questions I ask you have a reply to or a thought, please send it my way. And thanks for joining me. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you in a few weeks.